hip-hop drama has reached a breaking point. For weeks, there have been rumors about Jim Jones and Brooke Bailey. However, the circumstances have drastically changed. According to sources, Jim Jones's son intervened and issued an unexpected warning. He directly informed Brooke Bailey that he no longer has a relationship with his father. Fans and insiders are talking about the news, wondering what caused this abrupt meddling and why his son would feel the need to meddle in his father's private affairs. Tensions between Jim, Bailey, and Brooke have been boiling for months, according to people close to the issue. There were murmurs of conflict, envy, and behind-the-scenes disputes that were never made public. However, fans weren't prepared for the warning from Jim Jones' son, which adds a new dimension to the narrative. It implies that Jim Jones's personal connections may be impacted by the family dynamic in ways that could be long-lasting. Consequences. Social networking took off as soon as word got out. Fans began speculating right once about what Brooke had done to warrant such a severe warning, while others wondered if Jim Jones had already decided to put an end to the relationship. While some saw the action as interference, others described it as protective. The message is clear in any case. According to reports, the relationship is in trouble, and the Jim Jones son's involvement might have made it impossible to mend. As the narrative gains popularity, everyone is wondering what actually transpired between Jim Jones and Brooke Bailey, and what impact will the family drama have on their relationship going forward. The public is keeping a careful eye on everything, and this most recent development is just feeding the flames. Although Brooke Bailey and Jim Jones' relationship had been the subject of months of scrutiny, fans were unprepared for the shocking revelation when Jim Jones' son allegedly became involved in their relationship. According to sources, tensions had been gradually developing behind the scenes, with subtle clashes and arguments getting worse over time. Insiders say that the reality was far messier than the public's perception of a dazzling couple on social media. Sources close to the family claim that Jim Jones' son had grown more and more irritated with his father and Brooke Bailey's persistent problems. Although he had previously avoided becoming involved in his father's private affairs, the circumstances apparently reached a tipping point in a confrontation that was private but is now widely discussed. According to reports, he informed Brooke that her romance with Jim Jones had ended. Since then, fans have been wondering what may have motivated a Jim Jones son to perform such a risky action. According to some insiders, it was a precautionary measure to shield his father from any others think it was a deeper reflection of sadness or public humiliation. Family conflicts that the general public was unaware of. Social media detonated upon the disclosure of the news. Fans soon split into groups, with some standing up for Brooke Bailey and wondering why his son would get involved in his father's private matters. Others, however, defended the intervention, arguing that it was required in light of the escalating situation. Reaction videos, screenshots, and clips went viral on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, analyzing every angle. People were attempting to put together the timeline that led to this by examining previous posts, conversations, and public appearances. Conflict. Additionally, sources suggested that the warning wasn't given lightly. According to reports, the Brooke Bailey and Jim Jones' son had a straightforward, forceful, and unambiguous conversation. There was no space for negotiating, according to witnesses. The message was evident. The partnership was over. Many admirers who had witnessed the couple enjoying time together online and at events were stunned by this discovery. Occurrences depicting harmony in a way that was obviously inconsistent with reality. According to experts, Jim Jones may have known about the altercation but decided to keep quiet so his son could deliver the message. This has led to more conjecture regarding the family dynamics. Was this an indication of a father-son bond that was protective? Or was it an indication of more serious issues that might have a lasting impact on Jim's personal life? Fans are curious about Jim Jones' position and whether he will clarify it in a public statement. The circumstances. Brooke Bailey reportedly received a barrage of texts from both admirers and detractors as word got out. A few offered empathy, realizing that public connections can be challenging. Others questioned her choices and conjectured about the motivations behind the purported warning. But social media, the public's unquenchable curiosity about celebrities' personal lives, was demonstrated by the story's unparalleled levels of engagement. Many questions have been raised in response to Jim Jones' son's warning. Was this the tipping moment in a problematic partnership? What role did the father-son relationship play in this choice? Above all, what does this signify for Brooke Bailey going forward? Fans are anxiously following every action, post, and statement as the tale develops. The public quickly became aware of the consequences of Jim Jones' son's warning to Brooke Bailey. Theories, arguments, and conjecture about what had actually happened exploded on social media, behind closed doors. In an attempt to determine whether there had been any indications that the pair's relationship was already failing, fans examined every previous post, story, and video of the couple. Many cited occasions when their chemistry seemed off, missing appearances together, cryptic social media captions, and subtle interactions as evidence. That issue had been brewing for several months. The strain had been gradually building, according to people close to the matter. According to sources, disputes over Brooke Bailey and Jim Jones were at odds about priorities, family relationships, and public perception. Fans observed a seemingly contented couple going to events and sharing glitzy pictures. However, according to reports, reality was much more complex. According to some reports, Brooke was irritated by Jim's attention to his job and other obligations. Jim's son believed his dad was. This tension eventually caused the son to step in a way that shocked everyone because he was being diverted or duped by someone who didn't have his best interests at heart. The actual warning, according to, was evident and intentional, according to several accounts. According to reports, Brooke was informed that her relationship with Jim Jones was done and that any more attempts at reconciliation would not be accepted. Fans who had followed the couple's journey online were taken aback by this candor because they had only ever witnessed tender moments and shared experiences. The many questioned whether the son had been a disruptor or a protector in his father's life, given the stark fact that the connection might already be irreparable. As the news circulated, fans were split into camps on social media. Brooke Bailey was defended by others who claimed the son had no right to meddle in adult relationships. Others backed the change, arguing that family members occasionally need to intervene when they witness their loved ones making potentially dangerous decisions. TikTok and Twitter threads exploded, examining previous exchanges, deciphering social media captions, and even speculating about Brooke and Jim's potential future behaviors. Videos of reactions became viral, with commentators dissecting every aspect of the narrative and offering their thoughts on whether the warning was appropriate or excessive. Meanwhile, Jim Jones's close associates suggest that he has been handling the problem discreetly and without speaking out in public. Friends claim that he is preoccupied with his personal and professional affairs, leaving his son to issue the warning and handle the immediate consequences. Fans are wondering if Jim agrees with the message, disagrees, or is just keeping out of the public eye to avoid controversy as a result of his quiet, more drama. In contrast, Brooke Bailey apparently experienced an incredible surge of attention. While detractors questioned, supporters sent out encouraging messages, her decisions, and conjectured about her intentions. Fans closely examined every social media post she made, searching for indications of regret, denial, or vengeance. When it comes to celebrity romances, the public has never been understanding, and this case is no different. The stakes are high for all sides amid the tumult. Stay elevated. Jim Jones's son's involvement has changed the focus of the story from a private relationship problem to a public debate about family influence, loyalty, and limits. Every new word, report, or appearance has the power to alter public opinion and redefine their relationship status, so the drama is far from over. The Jim Jones son's warning has sparked a flurry of conjecture and discussion. The public is intently monitoring every move as Brooke Bailey's future with Jim is in jeopardy. Will she answer? Do you want to face the situation or go on? Jim Jones's silence just heightens the tension. This well-known connection is about to change, and the next fans might be even more shocked by developments. Continue to observe. The plot is developing quickly, and nobody can predict what will happen next. What many believe to be a private matter has become a public spectacle due to the involvement of Jim Jones' son. The relationship between Brooke Bailey and Jim is currently being closely examined, and followers are keeping a careful eye on what transpires next. Will she answer? Will Jim come forward? Or is this really the end? The world is watching the growing drama, which promises more surprises and discoveries. Keep checking back because this well-known couple's next chapter is about to hit. Nothing will remain the same. The consequences of the son's warning caused the situation involving Brooke Bailey and Jim Jones to worsen even worse. Kept happening. Fans had been shaken by the initial shockwave, but Brooke and Jim were starting to face reality. People who are close to the couple showed that the warning had taken Brooke by surprise, making her wonder where she fit into Jim Jones' life and whether the relationship could withstand this high scrutiny for someone already juggling the demands of a prominent romance. A whole new level of stress was introduced by this family member's intervention. According to insiders, following the altercation, Brooke apparently sought to reach out to Jim Jones individually, attempting to clarify and restore the friendship. Those close to the musician, however, asserted that he continued to be aloof. Rather of becoming involved himself, he led his kid to convey the message. Some say that this strategy represents Jim's effort to uphold boundaries while also demonstrating that his family's views give consideration to his own choices. His silence was quickly noticed by fans, who began to wonder if he had already made up his mind or if he was letting things happen organically. Social media persisted in the interim. All of Brooke Bailey's posts, stories, and interactions were examined for deeper significance. Analysts, its followers, made timelines, linked mysterious captions to earlier incidents, and discussed if she had expected this intervention or was totally unprepared. Memes, reaction videos, and platforms were inundated with discussion, which kept the drama trending for days. The warning wasn't the only thing that captivated the people. It has to do with the dynamics between a spouse, father, and son, as well as how familial influence might clash with interpersonal interactions. Additionally, reports suggest that Jim Jones' inner group was discreetly contributing behind the scenes. According to reports, friends and associates were giving him advice on how to handle the matter both in private and in public, stressing caution as the drama played out on the internet. For Brooke, juggling family participation, personal feelings, and public view all at once produced a maelstrom that put her in a difficult situation. Every public appearance or decision post has the potential to drastically change the story. Insiders suggest that Jim Jones may have known about the altercation for better or worse, but decided to keep quiet in public so that his kid could convey the message. This has led to more conjecture regarding the family dynamics. Was this an indication of a father-son bond based on protection, or was it a reflection of more serious issues that might have a lasting impact on Jim's private life? Jim Jones's supporters are curious about his position and whether he will publicly address the circumstance. Brooke Bailey reportedly received a barrage of texts from both admirers and detractors as word got out. Some people showed compassion, realizing that relationships in the public eye can be challenging, while others questioned her choices and conjectured about the motivations behind the purported warning. Social media interactions surrounding the tale reached unprecedented levels, demonstrating the public's unquenchable curiosity for celebrities' personal lives. Many questions have been raised in response to Jim Jones' son's warning. Was this the tipping moment in a problematic partnership? What role did the father-son relationship play in this choice? And the majority of crucially, how does this affect Brooke Bailey going forward? Fans are anxiously following every action, post, and statement as the tale develops. The public quickly became aware of the consequences of Jim Jones' son's warning to Brooke Bailey. Social media was ablaze with conjecture, arguments, and hypotheses regarding what had actually happened in private. Every previous post, story, and video of the couple was scrutinized by fans, attempting to determine whether there had been indications that the relationship was already collapsing. Many cited occasions when their chemistry seemed off, missing appearances together, cryptic social media captions, and subtle interactions as evidence. For months, that issue had been simmering. According to people close to the situation, tensions have been gradually rising. According to sources that Brooke Bailey and Jim Jones were at odds over priorities, family relationships, and public image. While spectators observed an apparently content couple attending events and sharing glitzy pictures, the truth was apparently much more nuanced. According to some reports, Brooke was irritated by Jim's attention to his job and other obligations. The tension eventually caused Jim's son to step in a way that shocked everyone, even though he believed his father was being sidetracked or duped by someone who didn't have his best interests at heart. Several accounts state that the warning itself was explicit and intentional. According to reports, Brooke was informed that her connection with Jim Jones was finished and that any future attempts to, at that time, reconciliation was not welcome. Fans who had followed the couple's journey online were taken aback by their candor, since they have only ever witnessed loving moments and experiences that are shared. Many questioned whether the son had been a disruptor or a protector in his relationship, given the stark fact that it might already be irreparable. Father's existence. Social media split followers into camps as the news spread. Brooke Bailey was defended by others who claimed the son had no right to meddle in adult relationships. Others backed the action, arguing that family members occasionally need to intervene when they witness their loved ones making potentially dangerous decisions. Threads blew up on Twitter and TikTok, examining previous exchanges, interpreting social media captions, and even forecasting Brooke and Jim's future actions. Videos of reactions went viral, with commenters dissecting every aspect of the narrative and offering their thoughts on whether the warning was appropriate or excessive. According to people close to Jim Jones, he has been discreetly handling the matter without speaking out in public. Friends claim that he is preoccupied with his personal and professional affairs, leaving his son to issue the warning and handle the immediate consequences. Fans are wondering if Jim agrees with the message, disagrees, or is just keeping out of the public eye to avoid controversy as a result of his quiet. More drama. In contrast, Brooke Bailey apparently experienced an incredible surge of attention. While detractors questioned, supporters sent out encouraging messages, her decisions, and conjectured about her intentions. Fans closely examined every social media post she made, searching for indications of regret, rejection, or reprisal. When it comes to celebrity relationships, the public has never been understanding, and this is not an exception. Amid the mayhem, both parties' stakes are still quite high. Jim Jones's son's participation has changed the focus of the story from a personal relationship problem to a public debate about limits, loyalty, and the impact of family. Every new word, story, or appearance has the power to alter public opinion and redefine the drama, which is far from over. The state of their partnership. A flurry of conjecture and discussion has been sparked by Jim Jones' son's warning. The public is watching as Brooke Bailey and Jim's future is in jeopardy. Each step in close proximity. Will she react, face the issue, or move on? Jim Jones's silence just heightens the tension. Fans may be even more shocked by the following developments in this well-known relationship, which is reaching a tipping point. Continue to observe. The narrative is rapidly developing, and nobody can predict what will happen next. What many believe to be a private matter has become a public spectacle due to the involvement of Jim Jones' son. Fans are keeping a close eye on Brooke Bailey's relationship with Jim since it is currently the subject of considerable scrutiny. Will she answer? Will Jim come forward? Or is this really the end? The world is watching the growing drama, which promises more surprises and discoveries. Keep checking back, because this well-known relationship's new chapter is about to begin, and nothing will be the same. Jim Jones and Brooke Bailey's predicament worsened as the consequences of the son's warning persisted. Fans had been shaken by the initial shockwave, but Brooke and Jim were starting to face reality. According to others close to the pair, Brooke was taken aback by the warning and questioned her role in Jim Jones's life, as well as if their relationship could withstand this level of rigorous scrutiny, managing the demands of a well-known romance. As the days went by, this family member's intervention created a whole new level of worry. There was conjecture on whether it was feasible to make amends. According to some insiders, if Brooke and Jim tried to mend their relationship, they would have to deal with more than just their personal disagreements, as well as the views and impact of his family. Others think there may be no way out of the connection. Using the both scenarios keep followers on edge, scrutinizing every update, no matter how minor, and the developing drama emphasizes the complex nature of stardom. Sun's warning serves as the pivotal moment heralding the end. Connections, particularly when family dynamics are involved. What was once a private matter has now turned into a public spectacle, revealing weaknesses, allegiances, and conflicts that the majority of people would never notice. Managing heartache, public opinion, and Jim Jones's son's influence while upholding her own dignity is a huge challenge for Brooke Bailey. Calmness, her own poise and dignity. The game has completely changed as a result of Jim Jones' son's warning. Jim and Brooke Bailey's relationship is at a turning point, with the public keeping an eye on everything they do. Does this clash signal the end of the romance, or will she try to save it? Jim Jones's silence only gets more intense conjecture, leaving supporters in a state of need for clarification. The narrative is far from finished, and each round could completely change the course of this well-known partnership. Remain tuned since the upcoming developments promise even more startling disclosures and surprising twists.